It's raining very quickly. I'm glad Erin took the dog out when she did. And there's a new... They announced a game that's a successor to Jet Set Radio with the music by the guy who did the music for Jet Set Radio. Like, oh, it looks really good. We should probably play that at some point on the channel. I love that freaking game. I love that freaking game so much. Okay. All right. More importantly, back to this game. All right, let's unmute. No, let's get back to the game. All right. It feels good being out and about with everyone. Away from the Funplex, away from work. Just friends having a great time in a place designed for great times. With our newfound success, I hope we can do this more often. Yo, John, thank you so much. The rest of the afternoon passes in a blur. Soon the sun's gone down, and Flotsam Beast is a calmer place. A more chill vibe as the day's manic energy is long since spent. It's also clear the group will be breaking up soon. They've already changed back to their regular clothes, done with the beach as a whole. Thank God. Some are talking about checking out the nightlife scene around here. Some just want to relax in their hotel rooms. Some are simply heading back to the city. Leaving me alone for a moment with my thoughts. My dangerous, evil thoughts. Terrible, evil. It's been a wonderful day, definitely. There's only one thing that can improve it. A risk. A daydream. But maybe one worth taking. I happen to know a few things about dreams lately. Beep beep. Yeah, fucking Iris, come on. You want me to ask someone on a date? Only if you want to. I know I was kind of pushy earlier, I'm sorry. I feel like they rewrote the game. But if you want this, now is the moment. Everything in my calculations say it is the perfect time. I've got a lot going for me. Faye, hello! How are you doing? How are you doing? It's good to see you. I hope you're having a good day. But maybe something's still missing. Something more that I need from life than the warmth of friendship alone. More importantly, maybe one of them feels the same. Maybe they feel the same yearning. It's Wednesday! It is Wednesday. Romance, love, I'm no stranger to these things. Those were fumbling first attempts in youth. I don't know why I said it that way. I made myself laugh. I could fumble again. Am I ready for this? Well, still considering. How about I run down the data while you're thinking? Let's see. They're going to pull up the charts again, aren't they? Fucking, I knew it. All right. I knew they were going to pull that. They were going to pull up the data. Iris is like, let's check the data. Okay. After my analysis, this is where you stand with everybody and how your personality is shaping up. But now that I have weeks to understand you better, I think I can adjust these values based on what I know about what each of them likes in a partner. I'm so concerned about this part. Whoa. Everyone went down. Literally everyone went down. I think I've been analyzing your interactions for weeks, and these are the scores that I've collated, but I think I can adjust these properly based on the values I've determined for your personality. Everyone likes you less. Jesus. You hate to see it. Percy basically hates me. He's like, hey, he's fun. Oh my god. Oh, that was so funny. That was so funny. Oh my god. You know, he loves people who are kind-hearted but has a bit of a fiery temper. You match both of these. Oh wait, did it? Hang on, I think Gavin just changed. Gavin may be blunt, but he aspires to be kind, and you're already kindly. Sure. Okay, yeah, they adjusted it across the board, and then now they're adjusting. Okay, so and then I think they're adjusting it for my individual scores. But that was so. That was so funny. You're both very gutsy. I think, yeah, these are just, you're both very kindly. And that's everybody in my final analysis. I think you're the best possible match for Naomi, Queen Bee, and Ashley. Oh, I played this so straight. Oh.
My sources say yes.
I can't get you'll have the best possibility of success. Ugh. Yeah, yeah, I don't like. Look, I'm gonna pick that option because it feels weird, and then we'll see where we go. That's all these last few months boiled down to. Not sure how I feel about my entire social scene being boiled down to a series of numbers based on analytics. It's hardly romantic to walk up to someone and say, "Hey, baby, we've got a 93% synergy rating. Want to do it?" Yeah, that would work for some people. It's like pouring now. That's amazing.
But the math is less important than the meaning. I see a number. But that number represents your free will and your heart. You chose to spend time with them. You shared good times and smiles and laughter, and sometimes even tears. This isn't like a dating website. You aren't asking to pull a stranger out just because the numbers match.
Y'all. It is pouring now. Like, holy cow. I need to ask for a casual relationship? Oh, okay, I was like, where's the game going with this? It was supposed to be thunderstorms all day and it barely rained at all. Well, I guess it came down here. I guess it came down here. Because, gosh. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I got nothing but sunny hotness. You know, that's okay though. Man, you're streaming a long time today. It's pouring here earlier. You must have gotten ours. That's probably Florida's looking dirty. Give them a wash. Yeah, keep these people inside.
You've been building these relationships for months. Now, you can take them to the next month. Numbers can be your guide if you let them. But follow your heart. Above all else, follow your heart.
Follow my heart. It's a big decision. But she's right. She's been watching me, listening to me, understanding me. But in the end, it's my choice and their choice to accept my love or not. But which one do I love? Which one should I approach? Nobody. Just like dunzo. Can you save on this screen? You can, okay. You can save on this screen. I think if I go here, I can click... No. Alright. Oh, okay. So Naomi is the top. But I don't know. Hey, listen. I'm gonna play this again, right? So let's go with what works now. And then when I play this again, I can pick and choose. Naomi also looks pretty bae. That's, you know, you're not wrong. Someone I've already told my feelings. I don't need the numbers to know that. That's a good line. That's a good line. I don't need the numbers. That's when you save. That's when you save and you just like, you just pick Percy. You're just like, the person that likes me the least. Roll those dice. I knew you'd say that. But be careful, okay? The two of you get along great, sure, but this might be more difficult than you think. Pocket... What does that mean? I pocket my phone and approach Naomi, ready for this at last. She's on the fringes of the group, just sort of idly twiddling her thumbs, unsure of what to say or do. Oh, man, this is going to be so awkward. Sorry, I'm opening Pokemon Go. Because I'm in a social situation, so of course I'm going to open Pokemon Go. Hey, Naomi? She blobs.
Nice evening, isn't it?
Definitely, but I think I know something that can make it nicer.
Really? What's that?
Such a line. I'm not good at this. She's like a Dragon Quest slime. Naomi. You've already seen a lot of this little beach town I'd love to call home away from home, but there's more to see. Quiet little shops, nice cafes, places where two people can share some moments alone. Naomi, would you do me the honor of going out with me tonight? I can promise an evening you won't forget. This is so not she does the RBG like, oh. She looks a bit shocked, but given what I told her back at Donnawood, not particularly surprised. And she's certainly smiling my way when she can finally meet my eyes again. So formal. Yeah, it's like, oh, that's such a request.
Well then, yeah?
Doesn't sound like...
Yes, yeah, sure.
Okay, I feel better about that one. I was gonna say, I was like, if you leave it on like, yeah, like, I don't know.
Yes, I would love to go out with you.
Okay, I feel better about that one. Consent's important. Great! She stands there as if glued to the spot, expressing frozen.
So, now what?
That's a good question.
I've never actually, I've never actually gone out on a date, like, ever. I mean, okay, there was someone back in elementary school who poured apple juice down my shirt and then told me we were going out, but I don't think that counts.
I think it counts. It definitely sounded like you were willing to participate in the situation, so I think that counts.
It doesn't count, right?
Ooh, boy. You know me who's a bit reclusive, but not to this extent. Oh my god, I'm not gonna pick on her. Oh my god, if you pick on her in this situation, you're the worst. Hey, Ed, Naomi, it's okay. Look, dating's not a spectacularly complicated thing, no matter what Hollywood may claim. I've gone out on plenty of dates, and I like to keep it calm and friendly. Don't do any... You find yourself handcuffed in a closet full of explosives. Where did that come from? Because Brian mentioned it as well, and I can't remember where that came from. Because that was funnier than shit. Watch the video. Oh, it's that video. Okay. Well, I can't watch it because I'm on stream. I'll watch it later. Y'all giving me guff. I didn't watch a video you sent me while I was streaming. We've already spent a lot of time together. Think of it as just another lunchtime break at the Funplex. Chatting and having a good time, okay? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we already get along great. So it's not really a big deal, right? It's just another lunch at night. A night lunch. I already had dinner, though. Okay, so where do we go for this date? Somewhere normal and date-like? Somewhere totally expected for this sort of thing? I insist. It's a minute long. That means nothing. I'm tempted to suggest a movie, something simple and easy, but the nearest theater is too far away. Well, there's dance clubs, restaurants, bars. A bar. Yes, that's normal. And there's a barcade here on the boardwalk with games and everything. That'll be perfect. Okay, let's do a bar. I wouldn't go to a bar. I would not go to a bar, personally. I sound like you're at work and your boss is like, hey, when you already have food in your mouth? Yeah, you're like, I'm already eating. You want to talk to me? Wait till I'm back on the clock. You sure? Of course, yes. I can do this. It'll be fine. Let's get moving. I feel like this is gonna turn into a story of Naomi drinking, and we're gonna have a bad time. You know? And she's off, striding with swift purpose right down the boardwalk. Takes a minute to catch up, actually. Naomi walks so quickly there's not much point to small talk. At first, I assume she's super excited to be going out with me, but from the way she's avoiding my looks, I'm wondering if it's just more nerves than anything else. I hope I haven't made a mistake. I didn't get a chance to say... Oh, I mean, I guess technically I did. She's going along with it, making a big show of being excited and enthusiastic, but the whole thing feels a bit awkward. Like she's trying just for my sake. I don't like it. This feels awkward. Wow, it's very crowded. Like super crowded. Hey, Sparkle, welcome back. Crap. Forgot that Naomi doesn't like hordes of people. I didn't. You didn't give me an input. Make sure to stick by her side as we push through the throng to find a table. Unfortunately, the only available two-seater is near the middle of the action, not a quiet side spot. Arcades are big business in Flotsam, not just the kiddie ones on the boardwalk, but adult-focused ones as well. In fact, most of the games here are adult-focused, with bloody fighting games and... Is that one seriously just a topless volleyball game? Hey, if you want to go somewhere else instead... No. No, this is normal, right? A normal place for normal couples to go to. I'm fine with this. This is dating. If someone ever... Naomi, please. Don't judge my Dead or Alive game. Listen, the first Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball was a good game. I enjoyed it. I'll always say that. It was a good game. It was a nice, light friendship simulator. Nice, light volleyball game. It was a good game. The horniest skee ball you've ever seen. So horny. Kinda normal, sure, but... Drinks. We require drinks. Do they have diet soda? I don't really, drink alcohol. Naomi, why did we go to a bar? God, why did I even suggest this? In a show of solidarity, I get a soft drink for myself, too. Returning to the table with 2 glasses and 2 straws. Matt's opinion's right. The second one was when it started getting lewd. Yeah, the second one was when it started getting really bad. The first one, it's already a pretty horny game. Not surprising, but it was a fun game. It was a fun game. And then the second one was when it just... Naomi sips from hers delicately while studying the various smutty and or sporty and or bloody games on offer. Hi, pups. This reminds me of the time a dude brought me to a brewery after I told him I don't drink beer. Oh, see, that's a bad move. That's a bad move. I can honestly say I've never been in an arcade like this. Yeah, me neither. Most barcades are just like normal arcades, sans children, in addition to a fancy game thing drinks. After I struggled with the server and I asked point blank, why did you bring me here? Such a good... God. It's a very good question. It's a very good question, Lemon. Like, why did you think this was right? Like, do they also do wicked soft drinks? Then cool. Like, great. That sounds rad. But, like, if you don't do the thing... Like, some friends of ours, when we were in Asheville, took us to a brewery, but it was a cider brewery. And so Aaron and I freaking drunk the heck out of some ciders. And that was rad. Like, that was fun. Do you normally take girls to bars like these? I mean, not all the time. I'm not saying you do that, but when you're dating? Yeah, cider brewery was rad as hell. It was good. It was good. They had these little, like, themed rooms. So instead of, like, tables, there were, like... little cutouts, so like one was like a library, and it was nice. It was nice. They had just enough seating to like sit down. I think you could do food, like some really simple food, but they brewed all their cider on site, so they just had all of these different drinks. Oh, it was so good, so good. There's no non-awkward way to talk about this. Can I maybe joke around a bit, help her relax? No. No. First option, no. Second option, no. Does anyone besides Brian even get the second one? Because I know Brian will. Oh my God. Besides Brian, yeah, I own that one. Yeah, no, you get it. The first one is a sex euphemism. No, I think it's just saying like, oh yeah, I go out on a lot of dates. What's the second one? So the second one references... You mean the second one? So the second one, Lemon is the one that I was guessing might also know it. Lemon was the one I was guessing might also know the second one. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So there was a bit of code cut out of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This was a huge thing, right? Back when like the big news story was video games are corrupting our children. Josie, hey. So there was a bit of code left in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but not accessible, right? Unless you hacked into the game files, where there was, because you could go on dates in that game. You could go on dates, and there was a bit of code left out where, like, if you did well enough on the date, you would go back to the girl's house, and there was a literal sex minigame built in, right? So the important thing was that, but it's on the disc, right? That was the big argument, right? So like you couldn't access this through normal gameplay. There was literally no way to do it. They had written the code, like they had blocked the code out. You could only do it with a cheating device if you knew what you were looking for, right? But it turned into this whole thing. Fucking go Google Jack Thompson sometimes. But yeah, so yeah. So when you get back, your date asks you if you want to come in for some coffee, and then that's where, and so it became the hot coffee thing. Like it became the hot coffee controversy. So God, Josie, hi, what are you doing? You're trying to curl up next to this big thing on the wall because you're a goober. That's what you're doing. Yeah, it's really bad. It's I mean, you could tell it's something that like they almost like they put in and then they were like, this is ridiculous. There's no way we can do this. I'm going to go for the first one just because I don't like the basic option, but yeah. I feel like you know this from old sitcoms. People have a date. Yeah. Yeah, do you want to? Yeah, and that's like the reference, right? That's the reference. But the hot coffee bit, especially for a game like this about gaming, you know. Okay, cool. I was like I moved it slightly, but oh yeah, definitely. I'm out with hotties like all the time. Sometimes 2 or 3 a night. It's all just beers and naked volleyball games, 24/7. That is a thing that normal humans do, indeed. It takes her a brief moment to realize I'm kidding, but right, sure. She pauses a moment, closes her eyes, trying to filter out the noise of this place, and ends up sighing in disappointment. God, this is super weird, isn't it? I'm making it super weird. It's the context, right? It's all about context. When you are hanging out, just laughing and talking and eating lunch, it feels comfortable, like a cozy sweater. Oh god, hang on. My mic, I think, is about to fall off my desk. Hang on. Hang on. Ugh. Yeah, it was literally about to fall off my desk. Oh yeah, that's right. They did a disc recall. I forgot about that. Oh god. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Everybody hang on a second. There we go. Okay, and the cord is not caught. Perfect. Any super old copies of it officially? Right, it was the first like commercially available AO game, technically, right? Okay, cool. My microphone is not maybe about to fall off of my desk. Why does doing the same thing as a date feel so different? Why does it have to be different at all? It doesn't have to be, I swear. Look, take it from a dating veteran. Veteran by comparison. It's not a huge deal. You just enjoy some time together. That's it. What you do is almost secondary to that. Look, I think coming here was a mistake. I'll own up to that. I should have insisted on something quieter. Quiet or loud, that's not the problem. It's just, I want us to be us, how we are. The person I care about who cares about me, and that's all. Nothing really different about it. Okay. You know, we don't have to go out tonight at all. Could have waited to have a really nice lunch tomorrow. Would you like that? We could call this off. No. I just want something special, you know? To mark the night we decided we cared about each other so much that we had to make it more than an unspoken thing. But this is just... It's not us. Yomi gets up from her chair. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be back shortly. And then she ditches me forever and skips town. Did I just ruin this? Maybe. I only suggest a bar because that's what I'm used to. And a barcade, I figured some games. She likes games. It should have worked. This is such fucking shallow level thinking for someone. Oh my god, I'm so mad at video game me. Let me tell you. I'm so mad at video game me. Packs her bags and moves away. It's the only acceptable option. You pack your bags, you move away. Can't ever see him again. Everyone around me, couples in the crowd, all having a great time. While I sit here sipping my diet soda, feeling like I just stepped on something fragile and precious. Fucked up. Hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
Come on, Josie. Come lay down. Fuck her.
Yep, she doesn't like the storm.
I know. There's thunder and she won't stick with me.
Nope.
And I don't want to stick with you because we're not together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. You got your sweater and a blanket and everything is fine.
Every barcade I've seen only has old games. Yeah, well, that's like they mentioned that, Brian, is that like this one seems super weird compared to other barcades. Like I think there was a line where it's like this isn't like any like other barcades I've been to that just like has some games and drinks, and that's the only way it's different from another arcade, you know. Should you crawl out a window in the bathroom and escape into the night? Should I go check and make sure she's okay? Eventually, I snapped out of my blue funk when I hear something metallic click against the table. A set of car keys? Here. I want it gassed up before morning, though. Understood? What? My van. You wanted to borrow it, right? Oh, hey, you got here super quick. Naomi puts the phone away as she returns, apparently having just called Gavin with it. Last time you went to Barcade, you played Pretty Soldier, Sailor Moon, and Altered Beast the whole time? Oh, God, playing Altered Beast. That sounds rad. I don't know. Pretty Soldier, Sailor Moon, is that a PS, like, Super Nintendo game? God, I googled Pretty Sailor Moon, and the first people also ask, is there a Sailor Earth and Sailor Moon? It's Tuxedo Mask, you ding dongs. Oh, it's an arcade game. Ooh. I did not know that. I did not know about that. That's cool. Naomi puts her phone away as she returns, apparently having just called up Gavin with it. Yes, we'll get some gas on the way back, I promise. Good. I don't loan my conveyance out just to anyone, you understand? God, of course he called it conveyance. You big nerd. Drive under the speed limit, take care of any red lights. If you need me, I'll be back at the hotel. Why did you put your vest back on? Thanks. Thanks so much. Later, Gavin. Okay, let's get going. What? On our date, silly. I'm changing the parameters a bit, but it's a surprise. I can't tell we were going just yet, but I think you'll like it. Okay. Why didn't I think of it sooner? Let Naomi take charge so she can feel comfortable with the whole dating thing. It just assumed since she was so nervous that I needed to lead her. Bad at this. And here you said you didn't know anything about dating. Alright, I'm game to see where this goes. I don't know dating, but I know what I like. And I know exactly what I'll be doing tonight. I got questions. It's dating time, Naomi style. Brian, please. And we're off, leaving the lights and noise of Flotsam Beach in our wake. We're going back to Donnawood, aren't we? Given our destination is meant to be a surprise, I decide not to prod too deeply on it. Instead, focus on suddenly cheerful Naomi. She's quite talkative now that she's got a clear idea of what she wants to do. And then we drove right into the lake. Well, it was more of a pond, just some place to feed the ducks, but it felt like a lake. The water was up to our ankles when the car finally stopped anyway. In the Scooby van? Yep. And that's the last time my college roommate let me drive her anywhere. This particular story time isn't filling me with confidence about this voyage, Naomi. My point is, it's not like I haven't gone out and had fun before. Even an electrical engineering student in college, a total nerd like me has hit the town once or twice. Not exactly my thing, but once we're really settled in together, I wouldn't mind taking another crack at the whole social mixer scenario like we tried tonight. But for our first time together, I wanted it to be special. So you're saying... do you feel that strongly about me, that this lark of mine to go out on a date, there could be something greater? Oh, you're making me blush again. Listen, I don't know much about this stuff, but I know that I like you, and I never do anything half seriously. Never half-ass anything, whole-ass everything. So if we both want this, I want it to be all in. Sponsored by AEW. I hope you go solve a mystery. That's what she wants. That's what she's doing. She's like, our first date is going to be to solve a mystery of what's happening on old Mr. Crowley's theme park. Plot twist, it was old Mr. Crowley the whole time. We're going where I want to go, drives you both in the... I want to be a mermaid! Naomi, no! Promise to do right by you, and you promise in turn, so we'll be okay. No, we were okay. We'll be even better. The tables have turned. with me being the one a bit confused by everything and Naomi feeling totally in her element. Which is only fair, honestly. Knowing her, by the time the evening's out, we'll both be on the same level. Just... We're here. About 20 minutes out from Flotsam, the van pulls into a largely empty parking lot of street racers. This is where it becomes a Fast and the Furious game. Another bar? But this one isn't on the main strip of a beach town. It's not packed with a crowd. It's not even packed with a tiny percentage of a crowd. Aside from the bartender and someone passed out on a bar stool, there's nobody here. And Naomi's put on her usual tool belt for some reason.
Hi.
Hey, Sam. Hey, Naomi. It's good to... Not you, Siri, Jesus. It's good to finally meet you in person. And is this your boyfriend? The question does pause her constant forward momentum for a minute. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Clearly, she likes being able to say that, judging from her smile. Great, great. All right. It's right over there. Good luck. Sam leaves his post behind the bar to lead us to one of the few old arcade games left in the place. A very beat-up looking Pengo arcade game, with no light behind the marquee and the monitor dead. Okay, so because we go back a ways, I'll make it about $50. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, do you mind if I tinker with it before we load in the van? I brought some of my tools with me. Suit yourself. It's a quiet night around here. Yumi whips a multi-tool out of her apron and starts undoing the screws on the back of the cabinet. All right, so we got a fancy drink for $6. We got Pengy Paradise for $9. We got Arcade Spirits for $5. We've got Kale Ale for $15. We've got Grandpa's Medicine for $9.50. We've got Rough Day for $3. Milk is $15. Overscotch, that's kind of funny, for $12. And overpriced generic drink is $19. Yeah, it's dry. Yeah. Arcade Spirits, he just hands you a blunt. He's just like, here you go. It's legal here in the year 20XX. Hail me with this, yeah? Right, yeah. Make the back part open and use the flashlight on my phone to help her peek around inside the dusty old game. I don't think anything's completely shot. Monitor may need some adjustments, but what's stopping it from booting is probably just a power supply issue. I should take the shotgun approach and totally recap the monitor, though. This model tends to fizzle out again and again without modern parts. It's like Letterkenny about ordering a special drink and getting drugs. Right, yeah. Alright. Naomi? What exactly is going on? Our date, silly. We're going to store this wonderful old Pengu and bring it back to us for the glory of the Funplex. I met Sam through a retro arcade enthusiast community online. He's one of the few people who didn't treat the new girl like a joke, and we've been talking ever since. So I was in the bathroom of that bar, compulsively checking my messages while trying to figure out how to salvage this date I ruined. I saw that he was going to dump his old Pengo. Since this place was only a quick ride from Flotsam Beach, I decided it was Providence, a sign from the heavens to bless our first date.
Wonderful.
Whenever I go, I always order a Brewstony 2. You and I share a love for these games, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate our love than to rescue one of my favorite games of all time from the junk heap. Two goofs go on a date. Yep, that's the subtitle of this game. That makes complete sense now that I think about it. You share your feelings by sharing your love of games. It's not just a job, it's your calling. It's the greatest expression of Naomi-ness that Naomi could achieve. So you wanted to share this special game with me. I knew you'd understand. Pengo's special to me. I loved it when I was a little girl. I even handmade my own Pengo plushie. Not a Pengy, but a Pengo with his little bow tie and everything. It was never a super popular game. It's not up there with the greats, the one every arcade collector recalls with nostalgia. I'm sorry, I'm petting the dog, so I have to... She's sitting here sad because of the thunder. But it was my game. I love it. I'll love it even if nobody else does. Cool story, dog. This moment in time, this place, being so close to a Pengo in need, I knew this was right. This is exactly where I wanted to be, with you. Not a prince. Yeah. It's a quiet little place, just you, me, and a few drunks, and Sam. But otherwise, just you and me. We've got all night to relax and enjoy ourselves. Although technically we should probably get back before it's super late or we'll be a wreck tomorrow. Yo, Polly, what's going on? What's going on, man? It's good to see you. It's a very Naomi date, to be sure. Practical, comfortable, and pleasant. Makes her loves of arcade gaming and good company together. 2100 for Shiny Why Not number 2? How are you doing that? What's the hunt there? For the next few minutes, I work with Naomi to try to diagnose why the Pengo isn't turning on. I ask questions, she gives answers. And it's definitely the power supply. I smelled something funny from that unit there when we tried to power it on. Mirage Island. That's right, you finally got that Mirage Island. I forgot about that. How many checks did it take you to finally get that Mirage Island? Gosh. Can we really fix it? 10,000. Gosh. 100. I said 10,000. It's 100,000. Why did I say 10,000? That 10,000 would still be a lot, but it's nothing compared to 100,000. Good freaking lord. Dedication. Dedication. Took a year. Man. So you said Shiny Why Not number 2. Do you already have one from that? Sure, it's not really that hard. Let's see. She's happy. I'm happy. Hadn't really hung around in her workshop, but while she was tinkering, I just pop into lunch and say hi. Got the first one at, wow, 1,500 encounters. That's really fast. That is really fast. That's awesome. But if she's this full of joy, even through the frustration of diagnosing some obscure little electrical problem, it must be a joy to be around her during these times. Hey. Naomi, would you mind if I spent more time in your workshop back at the Funplex? Honestly, it's a joy to watch you work. Specifically, it's a joy to see you experiencing such joy. Are you okay now? Okay, she's okay. Everyone loves the Funplex, sure, but it feels like a home for you. That's the impression I get anyway. And I'd love to share that home with you. Oh, Matt, that's so nice to hear you say. It's very much a home to me. It's all I ever wanted from life. To be around these great games, to really give them the love they deserve. And maybe I could teach you a few things, too. Yeah. Can't hurt to learn more about the business. If you don't mind me taking up space in your workshop, of course. I don't mind the company, not one bit. An extra pair of hands is always welcome. If the Funplex ever expands, I'll need some help. You know, that's something I'd love to see. We're doing great, aren't we? Not just as a couple, I mean, as a Funplex. What do you think of expanding? Miss Naomi, are you using my affections just to get a bigger workspace? I feel so cheapened. Goof, you know what I mean? The Funplex is soaring thanks to things like Funplex Forever, getting phrase invaders. It's been one day. Let's relax a little. I don't mean to sound like Gavin, but like, let's finish the quarter or something. Let's see what how phrase invaders prefer. Let's give it like a day. I can see a future for us, building a whole wonderful arcade together. This ain't no Disney movie. Listen, it can work out great, but like, let's give it, you know, more than 24 hours. I mean, look at how the Funplex was founded. Miss Francine and her husband opened it together as a couple. It could be that for us too.
So beautiful.
I can't imagine a better future than that. It's my dream. Isn't the Funplex your dream too? My dream. It wasn't. Not his first. As the days go by. Oh, this one's very sappy. This one's very sappy. I like that. I like that. I like that one. Yeah. A place isn't my dream. It was the dream that brought me to the dream. That line is bad. It was the dream that allowed me to dream my dream. And you're like, let's give it a day. Matt goes full sap. Fucking, I'm always full sap though. I'm always full sap. And that dream is you, Naomi. I'm talking about business also. Business is different. It's cute when you blush like that. I should make you do it more often. Thank you. Maybe you're not as into arcades as me, but that's fine. You're my dream too. Crushed it. High five. Listen, when you're on a date, high five. It's great. It's awesome. Gently, Naomi squeezes my hand, and with her other hand, flicks the power switch on. It's like pointing a mirror at me. It's like, John, how sappy. You're this sappy. Pango pops to life, the marquee lighting up, the screen displaying a fuzzy afterimage of penguins and ice blocks. Woohoo, I'm a genius. Okay, there's probably still something wrong with the monitor, but I can fix that when we get home. Speaking of getting back, we should get this loaded in the van and haul back to Flotsam. I don't want to worry Gavin about his precious van. Sam, can we borrow a dolly to roll us out of here? Help yourself. Working together, we move the game into the back of the van. Back on the driving screen. Under cover of darkness, Naomi drives us on home. I can't help but turn her words over in my mind. Look at how the Funplex was founded. Miss Francine and her husband opened it together, as a couple. It could be that for us too. For the longest time, I assumed all my spirit needed was stability. A good job, a way to break the family curse. Then I'd seen that job as more than a job, something of a calling. How far was this road going to lead me? It already led me in Naomi's arms. Are we destined to be like Miss Francine? To live and love and grow, all under the roof of an arcade? I'd have laughed off the idea only a few months ago. Now, I'm smiling at it. Hey, penny for your thoughts? Quarter, actually. Huh? No need to go that far tonight, though. Still a first date. Spending the rest of my life with Naomi is premature. Okay, thank God. Even if that's making me smile, too. We're almost here. Want me to drop you off at your hotel before I park the van at Gavin's? An insistent buzz in my pocket reminds me of something. Actually, we've got one more stop to make together before parking the van. I like that Iris is like, gotta do the thing. Gotta do the thing. I told you to do the thing. Oh, what's that? You'll see. This one's my surprise. That sappy scene we drew together. Anytime they put me in the game, it's always awkward. I'm always like, what character is that? Iris was right. A 99.97% chance of romantic success if you take your special someone on a moonlit seaside stroll. It's like that meme, like when your creative character shows up in a cutscene, but it's like just a normal person. You're just not used to seeing. With Naomi at my side, watching the waves gently roll into Flotsam Beach, feel completely at peace. Hey, Matt.
Let's take another try at dating soon, okay?
She has like a Division watch. That's funny.
But this time, we'll just get drinks and talk, or go to the movies, or anything. Even if there's other people around. I want to expand my horizons. Just a little. Just a little. And if I'm doing that with you, I know I'll feel more comfortable.
Sure thing. We buy a new game every time we go out?
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure that gets super expensive super fast.
Hey, you're the one who wanted a bigger Funplex.
Huh. Maybe in the future. For now, just being with you is enough. Thank you. Thank you for all of this. I put off even thinking about a love life for so long, assuming it just wasn't in the stars for me, that I'd have to learn to be content and alone. But now, I'm not sure why I ever felt that way. Thanks for being my player, too.
That's really sappy. We share a little laugh at the joke, quietly watch the waves roll in. That's like the classic sappy nerd line. And that's how Naomi and I found each other. It feels like I just had like a terrible flashback to the end of How I Met Your Mother. Jesus. I'd called our lunchtime party the high water mark, one perfect moment in time, but I was wrong. This was it. In the difficult weeks ahead, I I'd cling to that high water mark in hopes the waves would roll my way again. Uh-oh. That's not hopeful. Level 5 completed. I've scored points. I'm winning friends and influencing people. Pizza fact time. 3 of the top 10 weeks of pizza consumption occur in January. More pizza is consumed during the big game week than any other week of the year. Do I want to save my game? Yeah. Oh, 'cause it sounds like it's gonna be bad. That show's infuriating. I didn't actually watch the final season, but I read about the ending, and it's probably the worst ending I've ever heard. Hit the lever. I'm concerned. Like people give Lost a bunch of guff about having a bad ending. Dude, How I Met Your Mother has a worse ending. Has a worse ending. Like, and Lost had reasons. Lost had reasons when it was rough, and it had, very, very rocky bits, and How I Met Your Mother had no excuse. That was how they wanted to write it. It's the future year 20XX, and my dream has come true. We all know we both love Lost. Listen, I feel like most reasonable thinking people in the world love Lost. It was a very good show, taken as a whole. It was a very good show, taken as a whole. Actually, the only thing I dislike about the ending is that it was like, I feel like it was inevitable, the ending. But it's it must have been annoying as like Lost should have been a show. Lost should have been a show that was allowed to exist for like 3 or 4 seasons and then just been done. That's all. That's what it should have been. Like Lost for me is an example of like American TV needs to figure out how the fuck it works, where it just needs to it needs to tell its story and be done. Lost season 2 might be one of the best seasons of television, just in general. Lost season 2 is so good. Like, this is from Lost. This is a Lost thing. Like the intro to season 1 or to episode 1 of season 2 of Lost is masterclass. Like that season is so good. Season 1, 2, and 3, I think all together is really, really good. I haven't. God, I want to do a rewatch of that show just because I want to like experience it again. But at the same time, I almost don't, because I don't want to like. I feel like my feelings about it are probably more positive than the show actually is, but I don't know. I feel like I'll reach a point where like it was when it wasn't good and just be like, I don't care anymore. But, like all the stuff with the tailies, oh, such a good show. You haven't rewatched it, but you might. I feel like there needs to be. I wonder if anybody's done a cut or like a breakdown of like, here's all the good episodes of Lost. Here's the bad ones you can skip. Okay, let's be honest. If you asked me 2 months ago if my dream involved being the event coordinator at a video arcade, I would have stared at you kind of funny. Even now it sounds ridiculous. But it's true. I'm here. I'm successful. I'm happy. My camera's out of focus. There we go. I don't know what happened there. And this is my dream. Oh, hey, look at this. New angle. Ever since Funplex Forever, business has been booming. Can I get a different hoodie? Yeah, Lindelof was on Lost. Funplex is packed with players day in, day out. Kids, teens, the college crowd, the nostalgic ones looking for old games they remember. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say Westworld is like a new Lost. I think you'll never have Lost again. I've run 3 events so far. We've started rotating our games out of storage and into play to keep things fresh. The high score boards are constantly shifting. In fact, things are going so well, Gavin's hinted that maybe we should start looking into a second location. But this will always be home. Seeing the smile on coworkers and gamers alike, watching my friends laugh and play in good spirits, that's working for me, and it's bringing me joy in turn. It's not perfect, but it's really entertaining. That's all TV needs to be. I won't argue why. In fact, I barely understand why. But I'm happy. It's better than I've been in years of going with the flow. Going with the flow never brought me this much enjoyment. I'd say by this point, I've soundly broken the family curse. Maybe everything doesn't have to fall apart under me. Maybe I can just be happy. Maybe this is where I'm meant to be. Sign here, please. Huh? A bicycle messenger nudges a slim envelope my way again, trying to catch my attention. I've snapped out of my happy little trance immediately. Oh. Right, no problem. After jotting down my signature, he drops off the envelope and heads right on out the door. No time for Moopy or a round of pinball, it seems. Deliveries to make. Curious, open it up. Matt Cater, you are cordially invited to dine and discuss business matter at Deco's Palace with CEO Deco Nami. Meeting time will be 7 in the evening sharp. You may bring a guest of your choosing. Free royal value swipe card enjoyment available for enjoyment of games prior to meeting. What? I read through it a few more times, trying to parse all the curly cues and swirls and swooshes. Although that doesn't clear my confusion of the whole matter. Soon, Francine looks up from her knitting, curious about the letter as well. Although, she seems to already have an idea of what it says. I suppose it's about that time, isn't it? Huh? Time for that fella to make another attempt at wooing me. Double, huh? Rather, at wooing my beloved Funplex. Let me guess. Deco Nami of Deco's Palace sent you a fancy invitation with all sorts of fancy writing. That's accurate, yes. That's not the first time. He invited my dear Frederick and I over at 1980X to talk about selling the Funplex, and we turned him down flat. Then in 1990X, when home game consoles were poised to take back the arcade crowd, he suggested we sell. We turned him down. Now it's 20XX, and he's at it again. A gentleman would know when to quit, but he's got tenacity, and I can't fault him for that. Why would a big-time arcade operator like Deco Nami care that much about us? We're small-time. No offense. Come on now, if anyone should be offended, it's you, calling yourself small-time. Matt, dear, you've put in so much work to make my little arcade soar. Bet that's why he's knocking on our door again. We're thriving, and then that's lured him back in. Like Gruyere cheese in the mousetrap. So wait, are we the cheese or the trap? Well, that depends on how clever you are, my dear. Right, so I'm the cheese. Although I prefer to be a nice mozzarella. Cheese types aside, do you want me to ignore the invite then? Oh, heavens no. Contrary to what people say about the fellow, he's very much a man of his word. I always accept his invitation, always hear him out, it's only fair and proper. I thought he was like the arcade scene's greatest evildoer. That's a bit grandiose now. Certainly plenty of rumors of his questionable methods abound, but that's all they are. Rumors. Politeness should be met with politeness. That's how you conduct proper business, and that's what the Funplex is all about. Francine moves to rise from her seat near the ticket desk, but pauses, leaning heavily on the glass countertop while looking strained. Yo, Twig, what's going on? I move to help, but she waves me away and sits back down. Oh, don't worry about me. I just stood up too quickly. That's all, just out of breath. How's it going, Twig? It's good to see you, man. But Matt, I think it'd be best if you go in my stead. Me? Let's be serious now. These old bones aren't as spry as they once were. I think you've had a good time there. Oh, you'd have a good time then. Well, an interesting time at any rate. I mean, yeah, shouldn't Gavin go? Say no more. I'd be happy to represent the Funplex with dignity. Good, good. But remember, offer only as much respect as you're given. If he should be uncouth, you have my permission to be uncouth as well. Oh, yeah, yeah. Things are going well. Things are going well. I don't think we'll finish this today, but we've got tomorrow. There are many exploiters and users in this industry, and undoubtedly Dekonami ranks in their numbers. So smile if he smiles, but use caution. So go there and turn him down. Got it. The slowness of her response is a bit concerning. I trust you to make the right decision for everyone. Which is to not sell the Funplex, right?
I don't feel that's my call to make anymore, dear. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I spend most of my time at home these days. Or napping. Or napping at home. Funplex isn't really about me. Not anymore. It's so much more than Francine's Arcade Funplex now. It's about you. It's about your coworkers. It's about all our regulars. You've made me realize that. And I'm thankful.
I turned these voices up, I just realized. Never turned it back down or back up after lunch. You're the one that started this place, Francine. You had a dream of a place where people could have fun, relax, make friends. I feel like even entertaining the idea of selling it feels wrong. Disrespectful to you and your dream. Oh, you're a peach, dear. But times are always changing. I'm an old fuddy-duddy stuck in her ways. Maybe the time has come to change how the Funplex does things. We're almost back to the heyday of 1980X, thanks to the changes you've made. But I won't say you can't decide to sell. If that's a change you think we need, do it. Please keep an open mind. Francine sighs deeply, looking more tired than usual. It's only afternoon and I'm already worn out. Haven't even done anything but sit here and knit all day. Knitting takes a lot of concentration. That's not nothing. If you're feeling pooped, you could take a few days off. Go home, get some rest. All the same, I'd rather come in for work tomorrow. Even if there's little work for me to do. I love being here. This is my true home. And yet you want me to keep an open mind about this deal?
Like I've told you, life can be a difficult series of trade-offs. What I want and what it should be are often different things. I'm relying on you to do right by everyone I love. If selling is in their best interest to keep this dream going, so be it. No matter what you decide, I'm proud of you. I knew there was something special about you when I hired you to replace my grandson. You are the brightest spirit at the Funplex. And while we may not be blood, I'm happy to consider you part of my family.
I never knew my grandmothers, either of them. They died when I was really young. I feel like you filled that role. You've become the grandmother I never had, Miss Francine. Thank you so much. Welcome home, Matt. You'll always be welcome here. With another deep sigh, Francine eases herself out of her chair. Now, I think I'll take your suggestion and head on home. Well, for today, anyway. I'll be here bright and early in the morning to hear how things went with Mr. Nami. I know you'll make the right decision. Good night, Matt. Be well. This game has had a happy ending as long as the length of the game. Oh, wait, listen, we ain't done yet. Make the right decision. Okay. Nope. Still not keen to sell out my dream. Left for a minute, who's Mr. Nami? Deco Nami, the guy who runs Deco's Palace. We got a letter to come and speak to him. And Francine says, oh yeah, this happens every so often. He tries to buy the Funplex. If we sell out, well, I've tried so hard. I've gone so far. And in the end, it doesn't even matter? R.I.P. That's what old Matt would have said. That everything's going to collapse on itself. Why is he asking you to sell out? You're not in charge? No, it was a letter to Francine, but Francine's like, hey, I kind of feel like it's up to you at this point with all the work that you've put in. You know, you're the main character of the video game and all. So. But Newmac grabs onto what he wants with both hands and does not let go. If Francine wants me to hear him out, okay, but I seriously doubt this will change my mind. Now, who I want to take as my +1?
Beep beep.
Oh. Do you want to come as my date? I'm your girl Friday, but I'm afraid you're not my type. My type being USB compatible, of course. That's a good joke. I sent you in a state of deep preponderance and wanted to help. Thinking of who to take to the meeting? Yeah. I mean, Naomi's the obvious choice. I'm sure she'd have some opinions on on Deco's palace. True, as part of the Funplex family, Naomi would be a good pick. My brain is like losing it. But it's a business meeting. You might want to consider widening your options. I was thinking Gavin. Naomi will support your decision either way. It's clear she trusts you. Don't you get your new Twitch Prime bundle? Oh. I was actually just looking at that today. Did it just pop up? It did. I was just looking at that today to see if there was a new thing. And it now exists. Alright, successfully claimed. Boop boop. Thanks for the reminder, Brian. The ship is good if you want a ship that looks bad. Hell yeah! It's like my favorite thing. Time to claim the Apex Legends stuff, because who knows? Grab this Hyperscape bundle, because who knows? Like, I have Twitch Prime. I always get all the things, because who cares? Oh yeah, here's the thing for Rainbow Six Siege. Oh, I missed one. I missed one. Oh no. Oh, there's a new comics bundle on Humble. Ooh. Oh, okay. That's not exciting. True. Okay, then. Gavin. Business. Fire off a quick text to Gavin, summon him from the murky depths of his tiny back office. He's still scanning over his spreadsheets, even as he approaches.
Excellent.
Good news, Matt. This is our best week ever. I wouldn't advise getting too comfortable, as summer vacation's almost over, and that'll cut into the youth demographic, but that's great, Gavin. But, Francine's got a different job for us today. We're going to Deco's palace to meet and discuss a possible business venture. Probably a takeover. I see. I heard he's made overtures in the past. Ironically enough, this may be the ideal time to approach him when we're at our strongest. For her to even entertain the notion, I'd rather be in a position of power before entering negotiations. But if all he wants is a buyout, well, I'd object on multiple grounds to such a short-sighted idea. I'll go close out my files and join you shortly. Not even a question. Not even a question. I love it. We go there, we snicker at how awful the place is, tell Deco to shove it, go home. Then everything's back to the way it should be. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything is fine. Nothing's gonna be fine. Gavin offers to drive us across town to Deco's palace. That's great, I ride the bus. Contrary to the talk before, we don't exchange many words. I'm deep in... I'm deep in thought, running through all the possibilities of what could happen. I can't shake this feeling. Something is off. Even looking at the glowing neon temple in the distance, my stomach knots and I feel uneasy. When we finally pull up, a valet takes the car and glitzy blinking lights blind our eyes. Hesitantly, I look over at Gavin. That smile reassures me enough to continue onwards. This is for me, my friends, and the Funplex. I got this. I also need to pet the dog. I pause momentarily, inhaling the cool air around me. And then open the door. It's gonna be like walking into a fucking Dave & Buster's. Deco's Palace. I also break the fourth wall. I've actually been here before. I think I nailed it. Yeah, I was like, it's gonna be like a Dave & Buster's. It's a Dave & Buster's. I've actually been here before. I think my 6th birthday party was here. I barely remember it, but I think I had fun. Maybe? Yeah, look at tickets. But upon entering as an adult, my first reaction is, boy, is that a weird smell. A mix of chicken grease, beer, and sweaty kids. My second reaction is, jeez, is it noisy. Visually noisy and sound type noisy. All the chaos of a Vegas casino, a jumble of lights and bells and whiz bangs. I hate fucking whiz bangs. Once we acclimate to the new environment, we're escorted in and given VIP royal value swipe cards. No tokens, no quarters, just a card of indeterminate points to spend. Just like Dave & Buster's. We've got a little over an hour to kill before the meeting. Time to see what's what at the palace. Oddly, Gavin's first reaction is crunch the numbers. Based on the conversion ratio of swipe card points to real-world dollars. Very interesting. Variable game pricing. Variable bonus points the more money you spend. Differing EV from game to game, likely adjusted based on popularity and payout. I can see why Deco's Palace is a profit fountain. They obfuscate how much you're actually spending here to keep you from realizing how expensive it all is. Predatory pricing to exploit children. Don't like it, not one bit. A token is a token, quarter is a quarter. Using points to trick people into overspending is blatant profiteering. It's not like kids are busting out calculators trying to make sure they aren't wasting all their money on a crappy game.
I think not.
I didn't say it was ethical. I mean that it's effective. I've wanted to switch to swipe cards for the Funplex myself. Although I'd simplify them drastically. As you say, a play should be a play, ideally. Other balancing factors could be applied behind the scenes. I'd definitely like to study this a bit closer. There's a Fist of Discomfort tournament tonight. I'll be over there. I'll join back up with you later. Okay, time to kill, but not that much. I need to be choosy. What do I want to check out while waiting for my dinner date with Destiny? Let's see what kind of games they have. I decided to focus on trying to find games. Like actual games. Yeah, get drunk right before a big business meeting. Except the whole place is basically full of slot machines. They're in different shapes, sizes, and colors. None have an additional one-armed bandit look to avoid running afoul of legal issues, but they're still slot machines. When I go to Dave & Buster's, all I play are actual arcade games. That's the only thing I play when I'm at Dave & Buster's is like, because they usually have like a time crisis machine. One of them had Rock Band Arcade, which was great. Every game here has maybe a single button to stop a wheel or a colored light or try to line up the dots or something. The really complex one, 3 buttons. 3 buttons. That's a lot of buttons.
Hey, listen.
Hold me up above your head. Huh? We went to a new laundromat. They had one of those quarter sliding games where you try to knock it off to win it. And the machine was like $1 bills and $5 bills. Man, that's cheap even for them. Like usually you put a 20 in there. Yo, Two Flower. Hello. How are you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Imagining going to a physical arcade now in this pandemic is actually stressing me out. Ugh. That's fair. Yeah, that's a fair response. That's a fair response. Visual scan, silly. I look for games you might be familiar with. Yeah, those quarter things usually have like a 20 in them. It's making me miss the cool arcade that used to be here. Yeah, man, we were talking about that the other day. The arcade, that arcade was rad stuff. Fine until the Rock Band arcade image. No, there was no mic. It was just it wasn't Rock Band arcade. It was Guitar Hero arcade, right? That's just me always thinking of Rock Band when I think about that game. But it was Guitar Hero arcade. There was no microphone. There was nothing to put your mouth on. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. But yeah, thank you for stopping in, Two Flyer. I hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing well. It means you can check your social media. Yeah, I hope they're doing all right, because I remember the last thing was they were having an issue with like the like code enforcement office or something like that, because somebody was being a big jerk. Excuse me. With a shrug, I host my phone high in the air. The flash goes off. Then I resume looking at Iris sitting in my screen.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
Oh, actually, let's skip the music. That didn't take long. Good high bandwidth public Wi-Fi in here to my cloud processors. Oh, cool. I'm seeing lots of driving and shooting games, easy for casual players to pick up and play. Over in the esports section, there's dancing games and Fist of Discomfort. We've got all those things too. I'm not seeing any joysticks. Joysticks. Is a game defined by particular input devices? Well, no, not really. I know most modern games are touchscreen based, but I don't know. I don't feel like it's an arcade without a stick or two. Oh, I found something. Back of that section over there with the green lighting. Head that way. I weave my way through the crowd. Got in the middle of a spat between the people who own the building and the head of the smaller town, so they couldn't get a fire inspection. Right! It was a fire inspection that they needed. And that reminds me, we had something like that going in our mall. The mall that Aaron and I, when I say our mall, the mall over across the bay, the one that we would always go play Pokemon Go in the summer. For those of you that are newer, in Florida, it gets super hot over the summer months, so we can't go outside to play Pokemon Go. So we used to go to the mall over in St. Pete, because it was a pretty good mall. You could walk around a bit. It had some nice amenities, and our phones still worked. So we drive over to St. Pete for that, and they were putting a big barcade like thing like that in the mall, like that took up a whole section, you know, like a big thing. And now I'm worried that whatever that is definitely going to be closed. Ugh, that's a bummer. I haven't thought about that for a little bit. I weave my way through the crowd, past endless color cycle ticket games, past crane games, past light stackers, past games based on popular game shows. Oh yeah, I've seen Deal or No Deal. And find Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. I'm gonna have to tell Percy about this when I get back. He'll be happy to know there's one more Moopy in this neighborhood. Except... Wait, it's only got one button? No joystick? Researching. One moment. Curious. Don't tell Moopy. Curious, I swipe my card through the slot and push the button. And Moopy runs the maze by himself. Or tries to anyway, before running headfirst into a monster and dying. The machine spits out 3 measly tickets and suggests I swipe again for another try. Moopy's Super Maze, created in 2000X. A company bought the expired rights to the Moopy brand and developed a game of chance with it. Well, fuck. That's weak. This is based on a real game. It's a crappy version of Frogger that auto-hops until the frog dies, and then you get tickets. Really? That sounds terrible. Like, Frogger's already rough. But, woof. A teenager, oh god, a teenager. Puts her deco playing card on the cabinet, taps into the soldier, drawing my attention.
What's up?
Hey, I'm calling next, Kay. Teenage retro gamer. Yeah, whatever, knock yourself out. Thanks, I'm the master of this game, you know? The master. The key is the time when you push the button. You avoid the nasties that way. It's not great for tickets, no, not great, but it's Moopy, so that's cool, yeah? Honestly, Percy bought a real arcade cabinet. I have no idea why he'd come here. Well, yeah, he was excited. He's like, oh, it's another Moopy game. And then he realized what it was. Old school, represent. Don't. You're like literally a child. She extends a fist to me, and I look awkwardly at her for a second before I realize I'm supposed to fist bump. I've yet to play a real Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, the real deal. Always wanted to. Oh, you should come down to the Funplex. We've got one. I'm the event coordinator there. Happy to comp you a few tokens. We've also got a high score chaser. You can offer some tips. Teenager scared the shit. Tap phones with me. I'll send you the address. Don't do that. That's That's a thing that never worked. The bump apps. Is this one of my is this one of these showing my age things where like you'd have the? Does anyone else remember that bump app? Where like you'd fit. It's such a tech bro thing now that I think about it. But you'd bump phones and it would use. I don't remember if it was Bluetooth or NFC, but it would exchange data. Seriously, fuck yeah. You're cool for an old person. Am I old? Am I supposed to be old in this game? Okay, I was gonna say, wait, that's how old I am. Oh god, am I old? Oh god. Y'all, I think I might be old. If they're 18 and you're 30, then you're a skeleton. I'm old then. We clink phones, exchanging a business card via Bluetooth. You know, my crew used to go to this great little arcade on the other side of town till Deco's Palace bought it and scrapped all the games. Now it's all kids stuff for kiddies. My hopes for this business meeting, now shrinking. So did he sell off all the classic games? No, he scrapped them, trashed them. Saw leftover smashed up bits of a Mizpack behind the place in a dumpster. Oh god, that's the worst.
Man,
It's a shame the way the old man always 86's unwanted games because he doesn't want competitors getting their hands on him. No sir. Oh god, that's painful. She gives a shrug. Can't say I like it, but what can you do? That's life. I'm able to thank you, then wander off kind of dazed. So old, soon you shall be as dust. No! You're not helping! I'm gonna fall back in my chair and just collapse into dust like in fucking Last Crusade. Ugh. I think I've had enough of the retro game Abattoir. I was just asked why do I give my mom a hard time. All I do is stay in my room and try to keep myself as much as possible. Yeah, John, why do you give her such a hard time by not doing anything? How dare you? How dare you? I don't care about going to the fake bar because this is Dave & Buster's. From the sound of it, there's a big tournament running in the dedicated esports section near the back. I wander through the games to join the crowd. Okay. I'll admit to being impressed. They've got no fewer than 10 Fist of Discomfort machines. All of them occupied by players in pro team jerseys and jackets. The crowd's red hot, cheering on their heroes as back and forth resource battle of the world's most popular fighting strategy game plays out before them. 10 machines is a lot. Although the banner hanging above it all does make me shudder. Deco's Palace presents the Choco Energy Max Power Quench and Pizza Yum's Friday Night Fisting. I don't know what part of that title I hate more. I think it's the product placement. I think it's the product placement. Hey Matt, I have a stream idea. Sure, buddy, what's up?
When you have pizza on a bagel,
When you have pizza on a bagel, you could fist every Friday night. I haven't had one of those in weeks, not since being able to afford real food. They need a better coordinator. You just don't appreciate the sublime majesty of combining two of the greatest bread-related snack products into one hybrid masterpiece. Hang on. I sense a disturbance in the crowd. What was that shit? I call hacks, you cheater. Rando Calrissian, my favorite. Two competitors step away from the game, start shouting and shoving each other. I hope this doesn't escalate. And now it's a full-on fight. Like an actual awkward grapple and punch fight. Yeah, kick his ass. Sure. Don't take any of that shit from here. Why do all these teenagers look exactly the same? Are they in some evil... Are they in like... Like, are they in like Team... Are they in Team Skull? What's happening? Do you want me to call emergency services? No. Okay, cool. They have security guards. The two gamers both flail wildly at each other. One swing actually makes contact, blood dribbling down the corner of a mouth. Any second now. Except that the people with black shirts that have security printed across their chest just stand there, letting it happen. No one's doing anything to stop this. The crowd is eating it up, feeding off the cutthroat energy. Only after half a minute of this nonsense does the security team actually step in. Much to the crowd's dismay, the two angry gamers are still cursing and kicking as they're finally pulled apart. Wow, tough crowd. Interesting. I'd heard Deco's palace was a cesspit of bad attitudes. Guess I wasn't wrong. The crowd wanted blood, and Deco provided. Sorry for... Okay, is that... Okay, I like that. That's really good. I can't argue with the profits. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. He knows his clientele, knows what they want. The most aggressive and in-your-face competition imaginable. Wait, weren't they doing Cinnamon Toast Crunch ads? No, it was Bounty. It was Bounty. They were doing Bounty ads where they were pretending to be streamers. And we were like, if you're going to do a brand deal like this, at least give us emotes. We were like, at least give us emotes on it. But I question the ethics of it. It's fucking repulsive. They were spilling stuff on the... Right. He spilled something on his desk, and then it was like, oh, the quicker picker-upper. And then there were no... I think there were even, like, fake bounty emotes in the commercial. And I was just like, why don't those emotes exist? Why aren't those just real emotes? Kind of makes me sick to my stomach. This is pro gaming, not pro hockey or pro wrestling. Why encourage violence? It does seem rather... Oh, God. Okay, they have to pay me $100 now. It does seem rather counterproductive. I guess they feel it keeps an air of high-spirited competition aloft, but at what cost? Personally, I like the way you run events. Clean, no nonsense, fun for everyone involved. I don't think there's much we can learn here. Hey, guess what? That emote is only 3 letters, so you can fit more into your 500 character limit message. That's true. It's so small. Agreed. Let's move on. That was a lot. Actually means right around the corner. No more time to explore. I'm gonna make a save real quick, just in case. After seeing a bit of what Deco's palace has to offer, I'm still sticking to the plan. The Funplex is way more kind and caring spirit than this place. I don't see Deco really embracing our ideals. Beep beep. It's now 7 p.m. sharp. Deco, Nami is waiting for you. It's that time already? Time sure flies when you're having fun? Investigating? Funvestigating? I quickly sent a text to Gavin before nervously wringing my sweaty hands together. You can... Let the sounds and sights of Deco's wash over me, and I retreat deep within myself. Francine comes to mind as I remind myself of what she told me on my first day.
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
No doubt you'll find yours as well. It gives me a momentary respite, and I smile. I know exactly what must be done. I'm gonna go in there and do it. Hello, give me cereal. Ugh. I only end up waiting a minute or two before I was reunited with Gavin. Without having to introduce ourselves, the staff swoops in, anticipating our arrival, and ushers us further inside the restaurant. We're treated like royalty as they pull out chairs for us and sit down at our reserved table. God, this is just so bland. I hate this compared to a real arcade. This game makes me wish I had enough money that I could open an arcade. Like a proper, real arcade. That's fair. I tweeted that one. I tweeted that one, and the Arcade Spirits account liked it, which I'm a fan of. I'm such a big fan of that. Amongst the families huddled around ginormous plates of pizza and chicky tendies, We stick out like a sore thumb. They know. Oh, they know. I told you the other day, I'm mutuals with one of the writers. Sometimes I wonder if the only reason I made this game was to take a steaming poop on Dave & Buster's. I'm sorry, what? How's that go now? How's that? Dave & Buster's can get bent. They open one in town. And we went there for a work thing. And it was fine. It was fine, but like, it was bad. Like I said, like literally the only thing I play when I go. Did I forget to introduce myself? I'm one of the writers of the game. a little bit. just well, welcome again. Thank you for hanging out. Let me tell you, the beat. Oops. I like oops. You came in. I will say you came in late because that beach episode did a number on me. Let me tell you, that beach episode freaking it hurt. It like, oh, it was difficult. It was difficult. Let me tell you. Oh, everyone else loved the beach episode. I struggled. I had emotional struggles. It's been a treasure all the way. I was told of the beach episode and I was like, oh, the beach episode is going to be so fun. And then we got there and it was emotional concerns. I guess they enjoyed it, so that's fine. A nice bottle of champagne on ice and a carafe of cucumber lime infused water also sits before us. Dico apparently spares no expense, at least not with his special guests. It was great. We got to watch Matt make hard choices live on stream. The sort of choice that is like, if I didn't want to move the story along, would have just been me sitting here for like 20 minutes, like, what do I? How? And I just had to make choices, and fucking keep the boat moving. Fancy. Well, as fancy as this place can get. Don't be swayed by red carpet treatment. We're here to conduct business. Approach this with calm and rational mindset. This is why I brought Gavin. This is why. I know Gavin. Gavin's gonna help me make the right choices. He's gonna help me keep my mind right. This is why I picked Gavin. I would have liked to have seen Queen Bee in that Fist of Discomfort moment, though. That would have been very interesting. I'm just here to support you. Don't worry. Actually, I'd say that's my role. But you're the business manager? The invitation was in your name, not mine. I'm here to listen quietly and contribute where I see an opening in the discussion, not to take point. During this chapter, there's no hard choices, not at all, not a little bit. Everything is fine. Don't. I can't do this. I wanted to play a fun game about working in an arcade, and then everything got real. A teenager called me old. I can't. Ugh. A teenager called me old. A teenager called me old. It's bad enough. Bad enough. Don't worry, man. No struggles for you. That fucking coughing emote, I swear to God. I love that coughing emote. Yeah, God, yeah. I wasn't old. I wasn't old when we started talking, and then she spoke to me, and I aged 100 years. Once again, the staff takes care of our needs as our food is delivered promptly. Pax and the other families seated here who have been waiting some time, judging by the expansive crayon work on the kids' placemats. Not surprisingly, we get a few side glances our way. But before any of us can chow down, the man of the hour arrives. I feel like he's going to be a major slime ball. Oh! I called it. I called it so hard. Oh my god, I called it so hard. He's like the fucking Mandarin. Look at his rings. Oh my god. He's the goddamn Mandarin. This guy's gonna tell me some shit about how you get more concerned. Well, when you get to my age, your main concern is, you know, opening tax shelters. Same voice behind Commander Shepard? Really? Oh god, I gotta hear this. Hang on, I'm gonna turn it up a little. Let me turn it up a little bit for y'all as well. Hang on.
It's an honor to break bread with you.
No! That's so different! Likewise. Okay, so he's a bit of an over-the-top 1920X mob boss, despite a lack of fedora. Clearly, he likes showing off his money. Why do you have a jeweled, like cane? That's the most gaudy thing imaginable. But still, just an ordinary guy in an expensive suit. When I pictured the Grand Poobah of Deco's palace, I picture someone more like, well, Hamza, I guess. That's a little rude. Hamza's a great guy. This game needs more Hamza. Where's my Hamza expansion? He offers a simple smile and a nod of the head as we begin. Imagine this guy strolling through an arcade place just... He'd say some shit like, "Hello, pores." And you're just like... It's a shame Miss Francine couldn't join us. I want to do like an evil voice for him, but at the same time, I don't want to... I was looking forward to enjoying her sweet smile once more. But that said, I'm always happy to meet with Gavin Cooper, business manager for the Funplex. Excellent, excellent. I was hoping to meet with you as well.
I take it Francine has kept you up to speed and explained our prior meetings to you?
Yes, she's mentioned you want to buy the Funplex and that she's politely declined.
Always a courteous woman she is. Now, I don't feel I need to waste your time with the facts and figures illustrating why Deco's Palace is and always has been the premier family entertainment arcade.
God, I don't like this guy so much. He's laundering money.
Both of you are intimately familiar with the arcade industry. You know how things are, how they'll always be. We are the 800-pound gorilla.
Oh, I hate this guy so much. That's a big gorilla. Indeed. That doesn't mean there isn't room for smaller, more boutique affairs, such as the Funplex. Boutique, he says. I should probably feel insulted by that.
Let me explain.
Frankly, the winds of change are blowing. Smaller arcades need to move with the times, or be swept aside. I want to help you evolve. What I'd like to propose is a change of ownership, in return for a very generous compensation package. One Miss Francine can easily retire on for the rest of her years. I would take over ownership of the Funplex and evolve it into its final form, Deco's Fun Zone. Oh, fucking Jesus. What's a fun zone? It's a failed arcade concept from the mid-1990s. Disney experimented with it for a time. It was an evolution of Chuck E. Cheese and... Ugh. You have to trade the Funplex so it evolves into the Fun Zone. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it has to be holding a token when you trade it so it evolves.
Think about this.
A Fun Zone is a smaller concept I've been trying at some of my smaller satellite locations. A best of both worlds scenario. That's a thing that doesn't exist. Honestly, the Funplex is simply too limited in size to host the full Deco's Palace experience. I just fell into doing a voice for him. I said I wasn't going to do it. A fun, family, food, and excitement. Why wasn't it a fourth F thing? Getting the shiny must suck. That's usually the best part of the situation. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Instead of installing a restaurant or bar, we simply focus on your strength, your games. You become a game center rather than a palace. We need to replace some of your outdated machines, of course, bring it up to speed with the standards of excellent Deco's Palace is known for. But overall, I think this would be a win for all involved. And he sits back, resting his hands on the knob of his cane, smiling away. Okay, I have questions. Number 1, how dare you? And I have answers. Let's see if they match up. What would happen to the Funplex staff? New management means new staffing. What about the staff we already have?
Good, good.
I firmly believe you have a long and storied career ahead of you in arcade management, Mr. Cater. I've heard nothing but good things about you from my various field scouts and contacts. The fact you landed on my radar at all indicates your rise in importance in our industry. You should be proud of that. Okay, but that doesn't answer my question. What about the others? Well, Mr. Cooper is a reliable accountant, so I'm certain he'd be welcome in the new facility. But we can hash out staffing later on after settling the big picture questions. Gonna tell this guy off, huh? I'm leaning that way. We'll see what all the questions are. We'll go through. I saw Mr. Moopy's Super Maze earlier.
Excellent.
One of our top earners with the 30 to 45 demographic. Nostalgia is a powerful motivator, I found. Except it's nothing like Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Well, indeed, it's much better. Is it true that when you find a retro game, you simply destroy it? Not repair, not restore, not even resell? But just scrap it? Certainly. Why would we ever keep an old relic around?
Let me explain.
Arcade games are not sacred treasures, they're commodities. Back in 1980X, arcade owners, myself included, routinely junked or converted games. I have to keep those earnings up. Old machines are not welcome, all they do is eat up floor space. The arcade scene must move ever forward, evolving into new forms. Classic retro IP reborn as new games.
Think about
True, nostalgia could earn a few points off of those old games, but the newer redemption games earn 10 times as much. Why bother? Let's talk creative control. I've been developing new sorts of arcade events, competitions, other things to get people in the door. Would we still be able to direct our own affairs like that, even under a change of ownership?
Let me explain.
Mr. Cater, obviously I value your expertise on these matters, and we have to consult with you on the best direction for the fun zone. That's a no. That's not answering the question. It's a matter of branding and image. There are certain standards and practices you'd need to adopt in order to truly be a part of the Deco family. Once you realize that, you'll understand more of how we run those kinds of events.
Capital.
It's nothing too onerous, and really we need to look at the bigger picture. Chance for growth and profit. Don't worry about such petty little things for now. So what he's telling me not to worry about, whether or not the people that are employed by the Funplex would still be employed, whether or not we would still have control over things that happen at the Funplex, what happens to the games that we have now. I saw a few players fighting over at the tournament. Sell out! Me? Oh, yeah. Well, it's a fighting game, is it not? As in fighting each other, with fists, in real life. Ha. I take it my crack security team intervened? Eventually. Not before blood was drawn.
You understand.
We take safety
Yeah.
very seriously at Deco's Palace. That includes the safety of our security workers. There's some Blue Lives Matter motherfucker over here. They're instructed not to intervene until it's safe to intervene for all involved. I trust them to make that call. And I'll note, we've not a single legal action pending. Matt has proven a capable event manager. I would suggest you listen to him regarding how best to organize a tournament. After all, if we're to enter a partnership, we'd want to rely on the combined expertise we bring to the table, correct?
As you like.
Correct.
Am I not generous?
If you have any suggestions for ways we can improve our competitions, Mr. Cater, I'm all ears, of course. I forgot having a quick look of thanks before resuming. That's all my questions.
Excellent. I suggest we shake on it and set our various lawyers to the task of sorting out the specifics.
He rises to his feet, extending a hand bristling with shiny rings to shake mine. I'd assumed this was a definite no from word one, and it still feels like a no. Am I really going to shake that hand? You look to the left and you shake that hand. You look to the right and you shake that hand. You make some friends, you tie some yarn, and that's how you do the scarn. I purposely keep my hands at my side rather than shaking his offered hand. You're scaring me. Let's just make a poll and see what the people think, and... Well, there you go. No, listen. You've been honest and forthright with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you for your gracious invitation this evening. Francine said, meet politeness with politeness. That's what we're going to do, if at the very least, out of respect for Francine. This guy is a total sleazebag. You've made your decision. That worries me. That worries me. That very much concerns me. However, I'm afraid this isn't the right decision for the Funplex. We're just getting started. It'd be a shame to abandon our progress in favor of a buyout. If you'd like to maintain relations, we can discuss partnership opportunities at a future date, but for now, I must respectfully decline. Diego pauses, looking me once over before slowly lowering his hand. Everything is fine. Pick up the can. Pick up the can. I can feel his eyes on me. He's obviously not happy with my answer, but we followed Francine's instructions and kept it professional. There's nothing he can do but accept our answer.
Unfortunate.
That sentence leaves a lot to be desired. He's gonna buy the whole building you're in and just raise your rent. Yeah, this is very much a naivete. Just like I'm gonna say no and he's gonna accept it, and that's fine. I suppose I should thank you for your candor in turn. It's difficult to find people in this industry willing to show respect to their elders. And you can eat a dick. I'm not worried about you. I'm not closing the door on the idea of a partnership, mind you. But if you'd like to go it alone for now, who am I to get in the way of that? As he rises up from this chair, he takes a deep breath in. He turns away for a split second before rounding back and looking me dead in the eyes.
But be aware, if we are not partners, we must be rivals. It'll bring me no particular pleasure, but I'm afraid that I cannot allow a rival. I am obligated to bring the full weight of the palace to bear on you. Hopefully, one day you'll realize the error you've made tonight. And as a sign of respect, your personal offer to join my empire will remain open, so you can escape the inevitable fall of your little arcade.
Once more, Deco turns sharply on his walking cane and walks away from the table.
Impressive.
Not bad. Not bad at all. It showed admirable restraint. We made our intentions clear while leaving the door open should conditions change in the future. We must be wrong.
Thank you.
Most importantly, you protected the dream of your friends. You've done far better than I have over the years. Thank you. Can I breathe now? That was so damn stressful. I'm stressed, y'all. By all means, breathe. Let out a huge sigh of relief, and Gavin chuckles lightly. So you have chosen the way of pain. And now let's make our way back to the Funplex. I don't see any reason to outstay our welcome. God, I'm so nervous that I could have just sold out and just. Oh God, I'm so concerned. With Deco hosting us, we wouldn't have to worry about paying the check. We drop a quick tip on the table for the wait staff and quickly abandon ship. We scoot out the door. From there, it's a short jaunt across town, back to home sweet home. As I walk in my apartment, Sheer and utter exhaustion of the day hits me like a brick wall to the face. My adrenal glands are tapped out, leaving me in a dreamlike lethargy. Can't help but sigh as I stand there, my body too drained to move, reflecting on how the evening's events transpired. I realize this day entirely kicked my ass. I did my best not to make enemies, but I'm guessing we made a powerful one anyway, despite my diplomatic efforts. As I continue to anxiety loop, replaying every minute in my head, something steals my attention. A shimmering beam of hope and happiness. My best friend, Juniper. She's sitting on the couch, scribbling away in a sketchbook, probably working on some designs for her freelance contracts. She's been so happy after leaving that office. Her joy intensifies upon noticing me standing in the room. So how was work today? Well, it was a day, certainly. The against version is that Diego Nami wanted to buy the Funplex, and Francine asked me to go negotiate.
What?
Deco's in Deco's palace, Deco? The one and only. Whoa. Well, how'd that go? I gave him the thanks, but no thanks. Very politely. I mean, he still vowed to annihilate us, but at least he was sort of nice about it and promised me a job after he destroys all I hold dear.
Ooh.
Yikes. Yeah, that's a yikes from me, dog. Yikes indeed. But hey, that's a good thing. It means he's scared. He wouldn't have tried to woo you to his side if he wasn't worried about what the Funplex could become. Try to see the positive. I guess, but it's still worrying. Let's not stand here and jump up a bunch of anxiety. That's not going to help with anything.
I've got it.
Why don't you shake your minds off thing and binge watch some cartoons with me? Oh, that sounds nice. Tempting, but another night. I really need some sleep. Okay, just let me know if you need anything. I'm here for you. God bless Juniper. Wonderful, wonderful person. Oh, here's a scene we haven't seen in a little bit. I lay in bed, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling above me. I was trying various ways of forcing myself to sleep. Nope, not working. Can't sleep. I hate insomnia. Once you start worrying about being unable to fall asleep, the worry feeds on itself until you're actively stopping yourself from resting. A vicious cycle. I sigh heavily, feeling the weight of my decision dragging me down. Hope I did the right thing tonight. My phone lights up as Iris's sensors detect conversation. Matt, you want to chat? No, I want to sleep, but I can't. So hey, would you enjoy some recorded music? Maybe something relaxing? I just can't shake the feeling that I'm standing on a precipice, right in front of this big dark hole. It's weird because I still think I made the right call. But if I'm confident in that, why do I feel like I'm about to fall? Based on prior personality indicators and inputs, my therapeutic system suggests it's fear of failure based on years of prior examples. In short, you've got a long family history of everything always going wrong all at once. Murphy's Law. So when things are going right, I'm expecting to fail anyway. But worrying about it won't actually change the situation. Whether you sleep or not doesn't affect the outcome. Oh. Okay, back to the fun place. Everything. Oh God, no! He buys the building, and they just wrench it out with a crane, just like bye. So my suggestion is to get some rest. Deal with problems as they come. She's right. I mean, intellectually, I know she's right. But knowing something is true and feeling it to be true, well, those are surprisingly different things. Iris, off.
Iris offline.
Okay, but remember, you're a good person and deserve to be happy. God, what if your phone did that every time you shut it off? My phone goes back to sleep. And I do not. Some hours later, my body just passes out on its own. I still wouldn't believe it. I vaguely recall my alarm going off a few times, but under protest of its mistreatment, my flesh refuses to submit to its siren song. Meaning it's nearly news when I finally rouse, having completely overslept and missed half a day of work. In a panic, I get dressed and hop a late bus to the Funplex, grumbling all the way. I opt to ignore the pile of waiting notifications on my phone. Whatever it is, I'm too much of a hurry. I'll check them after getting to the Funplex. You always check your notifications. Always check your notifs. It's an email about an important thing. You're gonna get there and wish you'd read your emails. It's gonna be an email saying don't come in. There's been a gas leak. Everyone's evacuated. You're gonna get there. You're gonna look silly. I'd promised to report back to Francine first thing in the morning, and now I'd miss lunch even. And oddly enough, on arriving, the arcade is burned to the ground. Closed? I mean, my key still works, but they're closed for business. The sign is off. No gamers present or accounted for. I quickly look around for some familiar and hopefully friendly faces. Great. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. My stomach starts to knot, and I feel the color drain from my face as I see their downtrodden and gloomy expressions, tears welling up in their eyes. Naomi quickly dabs at her face, hoping I wouldn't notice. What's going on? We turned Deco down last night. Why is everyone so... Matt, it's Francine. Immediately, a dark pit swells in my stomach. She passed away last night in her sleep. I'm told it was very peaceful. Fucking Brian. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. The news hits me like a slap to the face. My hands shake. My lower lip quivers. I try to say something at first, but words can't form due to the lump in my throat. Family. She told me I was family. And now she's gone. Naomi and Ashley look to me, a beacon of hope, wanting and wishing for me to make this all better. I'm not sure anything I can say will ease our sadness. Heck, I'm not even sure I can formulate full sentences at this moment. I take a deep breath, drawing all matters of strength from tip to toes. Look at them with empathy in my eyes before opening my mouth. Francine. She was a wonderful woman, with an even more beautiful heart. Many happy years with her husband, Frederick. Decades spent here at the Funplex, doing their best to make everybody smile and have a good time. I wish she could be with us now, and I can't help but smile when I think of how great a life she led. How happy she'd be here. How happy she'd be with how it all turned out. And then she faked her death so she could scram with all the money. Let's remember how she was. Beautiful. Francine will be missed.
Thank you.
I miss her so much, Matt. Francine was here. Your words would have made her happy. Naomi emits a ragged sigh. A slight twinge of anger entering her sorrowful voice after. Maybe it's the best she's not alive to see what happened today. Is there another thing? Before I can get an answer, my attention is drawn by two people emerging from the back offices. I turn my head to see who it is. With everything going on, I barely noticed that Gavin was missing. As he approached, the disdain on his face is easy to read. It's settled then, apparently. In light of Francine's passing, our legal owner is now...
Good morning, employees of Deco's Fun Zone.
How the fuck did he manage this? What? But we turned you down. There wasn't a sale. The confusion on my face is obvious. This makes no sense. I have no idea what's going on and look toward Gavin for guidance. Matt, you should have sold out. The eternal refrain. I've studied the transaction paperwork. It's legitimate. As of Francine's death, according to her last will and testament, all her properties transferred to her surviving daughter. Okay. Mother of Francine's grandson, who was fired from the Funplex shortly before your arrival. Okay.
Capital.
Oh. Needless to say, he was quite excited at the idea of selling the place. And while Francine's daughter wasn't particularly thrilled with the idea of arcade ownership either, they were more than happy to sign the place over to me, for far less than I was expecting to pay for it as well. I was doing them a service, really, taking a burden off their hands. Time to destroy this man's whole career. Right for the kneecaps. Now they can mourn and move on, unfettered. I stood there, mouth agape, my body assaulted from one bad news to the next. My emotions were all over the place, a hurricane of feelings before the realization hit me. In the end, my decision was irrelevant. Just another opportunity for the world to stick my nose in it, mocking me for finding something I care about. Something I can lose. The universe dangled a little dream of hope in front of me, even let me pretend I could make a difference, out of sheer cruelty. Man, I can't wait for the sequel. Part 2, Deco's Nightmare, where it turns into it's like Assassin's Creed 1, where we take the creed of the assassin and we take out every member of Deco's Palace ownership across the country. I did everything I was supposed to do. I was polite, I was careful. I turned him down without trying to start a war. We got what he wanted anyway.
Now, obviously, we'll be closed today to allow time to mourn our former owner. I still have deep respect for Miss Francine. I owe her that much. I'll also close the arcade on the day of the funeral to allow my employees to attend.
Arcade Spirits Vendetta
from your paychecks.
You know, the new Assassin's Creed took a real, weird direction, but it's one of the best ones in years.
Now, I realize the timing is a bit awkward, but I need to make a few announcements of personnel changes.
Do you? Boy. Miss Wolf, I'm afraid we really have no need of a costume mascot. I've been considering phasing them out of my other locations. There's no time like the present.
What?
Did you just fire me? Gavin, can he just fire me like that? Ashley.
Let me explain.
Firing is much too harsh of a word. I prefer the term, your services are no longer required. Ashley keeps a proud face as tears roll down her cheeks. I step over to console her as Deco moves on. Naomi rolls her eyes, fully expecting this to come after Deco let Ashley go. Why am I not surprised? Behold, my not surprised face. Miss Fairchild, while you're formidable with archaic technology, I don't feel you're a good fit for the modern games of Deco's Fun Zone. I'll have to let you go. But friends, it's not all bad news. At-will employment state. Hey, Florida's the same. Mr. Cooper, you've proven a capable accountant, and I'll be happy to offer you a I quit. Pardon? I quit. Fuck yeah, Gavin. If there's no room for Naomi or Ashley's dream, mine ends here as well.
As you like.
Now as for you, Mr. Cater.
I think we got off on the wrong foot last night. I didn't adequately express the many advantages of working for my organization.
Oh yeah, let's hear him.
I'm willing to offer you something few others get. A second chance. I'd like to keep you on as the Fun Zone's general manager.
Oh, general manager. That sounds great. General manager, huh? General manager. Just ordered cupcakes online. The future is now. Let's see. Can I save? Ooh, I can save. We're gonna see what happens tomorrow. Will I take the job? Will I not? Who knows? We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's 3 o'clock. Sally, that means the end of stream. Sadly, that is, excuse me, the end of stream. So we are going to finish. We're gonna finish up. If you're just joining us and you want to catch up on what's been going on, I believe the first part is up on my YouTube. Let me double check. Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. And thank you to Two Flower for making it. Yeah, part 1 is up on YouTube. I need to get part 2 up there. Yes, I'm here. This guy looks incredibly untrustworthy. Oof. Kira, if you only knew. Oh boy, if you only knew how the last hour has gone. Oof. 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 But yeah, thank you everybody for stopping in. We are, oh wait, I have it open. Okay, I already have Steam, Twitch open over here. John wants to hit all the links today. John wants to be the person what does the links. For some reason, when John does it, it happens twice. Okay. I know. I got one. Why does it happen twice? That might actually just be like the timing. You might have done it, excuse me, right before the actual timer is meant to go off. I need to adjust that timer. I need to poke at more of the settings. I set it up fairly quickly, and I probably need to tweak it a little bit. But yeah, all right. Okay, now that all that stuff is set, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you so much. I've really been enjoying this game. We're going to do more tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know if it'll last all day tomorrow. I don't know if it'll last through to Friday. I've got a thing prepped in the back. We got another game from Terminals that I'm really excited to check out. So if I finish this game tomorrow, we might do that. Maybe we'll do a little bit of Murder by Numbers, excuse me. Who knows? Schedule is a command. No, I don't. No, Brian just did it. I would really like to get like a schedule app. I wish there was a schedule app, like literally just like a like a calendar that I could just put like cover art onto that would show what I'm planning to play on various streams, because I would plot out the whole month. It'd be rad, and be way easier up to keep up to date than the Twitch schedule thing. But regardless, yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. As always, I appreciate every single one of you so much. Thank you again to Moogle Radio for the big raid. Thank you so much, and yeah, let's hit these raid commands. Let's hit these raid commands. Again, if you're a subscriber, you can hit those the sub raid command. If you have access to the Pride emote, you can use the Pride raid command there with our Pride Bulbasaurs. I say thank you so much for streaming. I really needed it, especially because of yesterday. John, I'm always happy that me simply streaming can help you out so much. It really does mean a lot. I know there's not much I can do, but if I can even help a little bit, then, you know, that's enough for me. That's enough for me. We are going to go raid an absolutely wonderful person. Absolutely wonderful person. Your streaming's already a lot. We are gonna go raid an amazing person here on Twitch. We are gonna go raid Jambo. Jambo, not that long ago, for those of you that aren't keeping track, Jambo made partner. Jambo got her new proper handle. Today is her birthday, as Brian says. She is going wild, opening a bunch of gifts that all of everybody in her community has sent her today. So she's going bananas, opening all of the presents and stuff for her birthday. So please, let's go show her. Let's just go show her a bunch of love and support. She's an amazing person, both here on Twitch and outside of it, and she deserves as much love and support as we can give her. So thank you all for showing that love to her. I will see everybody tomorrow. As I said, I'm gonna drink some tea because I think my throat is getting a little rough from all the talking. So I'm definitely gonna drink some tea this afternoon to get me ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will see what happens. Probably the final stream for sit your ass down, drink your goddamn tea. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody stay safe, wear a mask, don't trust cops, punch a Nazi, all that good stuff. Now I'll see you tomorrow.